It was meeting number 924 of Bangalore Toastmasters Club. The theme for the meeting was Well Begun is Half Done. The president of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster and our beloved president, Rajdeep Manwani, came on stage and set the stage on fire. During the course of his speech, he touched upon a topic called child abuse that instantly struck a chord with me. Having experienced and witnessed this dastardly act of child abuse at a very young age, I felt it's my responsibility to speak about it. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was just 3 years of age, I was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Every day in the evening, I used to suffer from severe fever. The most unfortunate part is the medical facilities in my native were not so great. So it took 9 long years for me to get out of that deadly rut. So when I was 12, I was feeling hale and healthy. So I need to make up for the time that I lost as a kid, isn't it? So the only thing that I used to do was play, 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 nothing else. As a result, I fared very badly in almost all the exams that I took. That's when my worried mom decided that I need to be packed off and sent to my distant relative's place. So when I was 12, myself and my younger sister, little younger sister, moved out of our parents' home and started staying in my distant relative's place. Even though we were very not happy with the way we were treated and the way we were fed, we had no options there but to stay on. But over a period of time, the treatment became very bad. They started abusing us and they started beating us day in and day out. Many a times I felt that I was living in hell, especially early in the mornings between 6:30 and 8. I was finding it extremely difficult because we were kids and we had to depend on our caretaker for many things. And she used to take advantage of that and she used to beat us mercilessly. But there was a method in the madness as well. For me, the treatment was very simple. Slap, right, left, right, thud. Or even the silliest of mistakes that I can do. But for my sister, it was even worse. She used to catch hold of my sister's hair and then she used to bang it on the wall. It still reminds me. That's when, gentlemen, I learned the art of crying without shedding tears. Because if I cried, the punishment would be even more brutal. So no matter how hard they hit, we need to keep our heads down without crying. Also, the abuses, like our sergeant at arms in a Toastmasters meeting, she used to hear the same set of abuses day in and day out. I can still vividly remember 2 of those abuses. One, why the devil you are still alive? Go and jump in front of the moving train. But I'm a shameless person. I'm still alive. But the most important point is, and the most disappointing fact is, my mom used to come and meet us only once in a month, that too at the first Sunday of every month, just to pay the caretaker $300. That's when many times we have complained about the brutal attack that we had faced from our caretaker. But I don't know for what reason. My mom never used to take it so seriously. Maybe she was quite busy with her work. This continued on and on and on and went on for years. You may all wonder, so what's the big deal, gentlemen? So you are beaten and your sister were beaten, so why this big fuss? But unfortunately, my sister started developing psychiatric problem. She started crying on her own. She started laughing on her own. She started losing interest on studies. She started losing interest on sports. She started losing interest on her personal hygiene. And more importantly, she started losing interest on everything. After years and years of psychiatric medication, when she was 20, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And the doctors have very clearly identified the emotional abuse and the brutal assault that little kid had borne over a period of years was needless. And many of my close friends also feel that I'm a bit eccentric. And I too feel my eccentric behavior was a result of the way I was born. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we talk about child abuse, we normally tend to associate with sexual abuse, isn't it? That there are many facets to it. A child can be abused physically, a child can be abused mentally, and a child can be abused emotionally. When a child is abused physically, then yes, the stars can go off for a period of time. But when a child is abused mentally or emotionally, the scars will remain forever. That's why I'm still able to recollect those incidents, horrid incidents. And I could still recollect all the words that my caretaker used to hurl at us. It's terrible. But I have seen many people, many young parents leaving their kids under the so-called caretakers or distant relatives without knowing what exactly the implications could be over a period of time. The love and affection of parents are of paramount importance. A kid raised without love and affection of a parent can over a period of time may become a psychiatric patient. And it's extremely difficult to figure out whether a child is mentally abused because the symptoms doesn't show up. It shows up over a period of time. So there are many parents who are seated here. Venu asked how many of you have kids? Many of you have raised your hands. And there are many bachelors who are going to get married and who are going to have kids. It's my sincere and honest request to each and every one of you not to leave your kids to anyone, including your caretakers or distant relatives, because their life is at stake. Because there are medicines for physical injuries, but when you get emotionally hurt, absolutely there is no way of coming out of it. The images keep haunting you time and again. And the emotionally abused child can never lead a happy life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate. If you have kids, never ever think of leaving it to a caretaker. Because mental agony is the worst sort of agony that a person can face. And prevention is better than cure, as there are no medicines for psychiatric illness. Over to you.